So you clicked this video to justify your purchase of the iPhone Air, or maybe you don't already have it and you just want to see if it's actually as trash as the internet loves to say it is. Either that, or you really just want to flex on people at Starbucks to let them know you have the new iPhone. I mean, why else would you really buy this thing? Regardless, the iPhone Air is nowhere near as bad as people love to say it is, and it's definitely my favorite of all the new releases. For me, I'm starting off the morning with some pretentious pour-over coffee and Saturday morning cartoons, and replying to all of your lovely comments and realizing people truly love when their time is respected. Shout out to Terry Ali 8984 for tapping in. You, sir, are a gangster. And would you look at that, we've just crossed 100,000 subscribers. I still have no idea what's wrong with any of you or myself, but thank you all to the moon and back. Still, the iPhone Air has been an absolute pleasure to use, being absurdly thin and light, and it's actually the only titanium body of all the new iPhones, which all shifted back to a less durable aluminum. Being only a fraction heavier than my iPhone 13 mini, this thin S phone truly appeases my addiction for thin and light tech. Will most people really care about that? Absolutely not. But the people like myself who also love Ozempic phones are really gonna love it. Still, this thing in hand is an absurdity of engineering, and it's hard not to love how it looks and feels despite its compromises. And depending on who you are, there really are some compromises. While I'm still getting dusted by these 12-year-olds and Marvel rivals, I do get to enjoy the singular speaker people love to cry about, and honestly, I think it's perfectly fine for listening to my Sum 41, since I'm still a child and my music tastes have never changed. While I do wish this phone was a little bit smaller, this does have a bright-ass 6.5-inch OLED display, which has been perfect for playing games like Red Dead Redemption or my ongoing, ever-consuming addiction better known as Balatro. Somehow this slab of glass and metal with the A19 Pro chip has more graphical power and RAM than a PlayStation 4, making gaming amongst everything else like editing videos on here an absolute pleasure. And sure, it does kind of get warm while you use it after a while, but does that really even matter? Maybe, I guess. I don't personally care because of my thin and light irrationalities. Either way, the ProMotion display does shift between 1 and 120 Hz depending on what you're doing, and yet, despite having ceramic shield or whatever the hell it's called for durability, I'm still going to go ahead and apply a matte glass screen protector because I'm crazy and simply prefer how it looks and feels. And while not specific to the iPhone Air, liquid glass is straight up booty cheeks, and it's ruined my beloved minimalist setup I had on my 13 mini. Still, iOS 26 feels like any other iOS. It's still an iPhone, it's all still fast as hell, and I can't really say anything has improved here, but hey, we really did need that update, right? Either way, by midday, I still got a ton of battery left on this device despite the internet moaning and crying about how bad it is. Yet the iPhone 16 Pro, when that came out, it also has the same battery life, which the same internet said was amazing. Still, Apple does claim up to 27 hours of battery life on here, which is definitely something I'm not going to test, mainly because I really just don't care to. And plus, dad life barely gives me enough time to even watch a single episode of Solo Leveling. That said, while I'm not the power user I once was, this iPhone easily pulls me through an entire day of getting roasted by the homies in the group chat, alongside all the lovely photos and videos I've had the chance to snap on here. Sure, there is only one 48 megapixel wide angle lens, and sure, you don't have a telephoto or an ultra wide lens, there's no log, there's no cinematic modes, and now that I say this all out loud, it kind of sounds like a lot's missing, but I'm not too sure the demographic for this phone fully cares all too much about all of that, although it would be nice to have, especially for 900 bucks this phone runs for. Shout out to MagSafe though, still undefeated for accessories, and you gotta love it. And because holding my phone sideways for selfies was way too much work to begin with, but not really, get this, you can now not rotate your hand and take a horizontal selfie. Where does technology go from here? At least they're still fast as fuck Face ID, and call it a gimmick or call it a feature, I actually use the hell out of both the capture and action buttons, and since I'm a human set to factory defaults, I do just set this to my flashlight, same as all my other devices, so hooray for continuity. And while no person in their right mind would really do this, I've once again brought my flippin' cell phone into the shower to showcase its IP68 dust and water resistance, simply because it's far more cinematic than a light dusting of water droplets or something. Again, I really don't know what's wrong with me at this point. For the haters of this device though, imagine being so mad about the camera, the battery, the USB 2.0 speeds. If only there was a more expensive device which solves all of those. Oh wait, there is. Go ahead and consider touching grass and simply buy the iPhone 17 Pro. Anyways, it's time for me to turn in and plug in my phone that still has a good chunk of battery, mind you, despite it apparently being super duper bad. Anyways, good night, iPhone Air.